Selamat datang, welcome to Kemuncak Awakening, the podcast where we explore how to be fully human, fully alive, whether it's in our personal or family situation or even our professional lives. So, what makes for a great life? For sure, big decisions like getting married, major career choices, that's those big decisions, right? Today, after talking to Annie Ling, I'm also convinced about the many small decisions we take in everyday life. Small decisions that determine whether we are fully present, fully energized, or feeling resentful and absent when we go on to perform day-to-day stuff. So let me tell you a bit more about Annie. So Annie here is a trainer, a personal life coach, and a growth companies. And her workshops and coaching are based on the PRH method. And PRH stands for Personal and Human Relations. Right. So Annie here has got 25 years working in the corporate experience. All right. Doing many different roles, and she left all that to focus on helping people to reach their full potential. So let me start by asking you, Annie, what made you make that jump?
Thanks, Chris, and I'm happy to be here today, and I'm happy to share a little bit about decision making that we will talk about, and also thank you for the lovely introduction. So, question, right? Why did I leave the corporate sector and move into this area of work? I was in the corporate sector for many years, and I enjoyed my work. It was challenging. It really, in different areas in organizing, planning, HR, training, and so forth. So I was good at it. Pay was good. My bosses liked my work. Yet in me, I couldn't fight off that nagging feeling that I wanted more from life. I wanted a meaningful life, a life that I can take, a path that I can create for myself. And therefore, it embarked me on a journey, a soul-searching journey, you can say that, to find myself. So I chanced upon a PRH workshop, Who Am I? And it was brought in by a group that brought in educators from other countries. And I found that, wow, this workshop, I can learn something about myself, that I don't normally learn from workplace or from people. So I continue to this path of self-discovery. So it's a decision that I take that I'm very proud of, that really transformed my life today. So through all the workshops I attended, my trainers that accompany and coach me, I learned about myself. I learned my true self, my capacity to be, and the many qualities that I live, other than my work qualities that I live. So I learned that I'm a person who loves people, and I'm a person gifted to help people. So thanks to PRH, and I'm on this path today. I'm living my mission to help people using the PRH method. Yeah. And today we'll talk a snippet of what I do, that is decision making. Over to you, Chris.
Lovely. Thank you so much, all right, to share with us a bit about your self-discovery that made you make the jump to do more things which is more meaningful. Right. So, Annie, you are the first, you got a distinction of being the first educator in PRH Malaysia.
Yeah.
Right. And you're very super passionate about PRH.
Yeah.
Then tell us a bit more about PRH.
Thanks, Chris, for asking that. So PRH stands for Personality and Human Relations. We are a school, international school of education for adults, young adults, about the human person. We give awareness. We help people to know themselves, know who they are deeply, their quality, their potentiality, how to actualize them, and also how to be strong in who they are, how to live autonomy in themselves. Good decision making, taking care of our emotions, and also how to live our relationship well at work, at home, with family, with your spouse, and so forth. So we help people through our method, a proven method since 1970, today more than 35 countries, to learn through our workshop and also one-on-one accompaniment.
All right. So helping people to live to their full potential, and definitely one of the ways to live to our full potential is to make decisions.
Yeah.
And that's why you're here today.
Yep.
All right, so let's jump into that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right. So there are some of us who seems to be very comfortable, all right, where it's easy for us to make a decision. And I also noticed that some of us struggle, have a decision phobia. I think I count myself as one of those. All right. And as we mentioned a bit earlier, making decisions is very important to live a more full and meaningful life. So tell us a bit more, what could be reasons that prevent people from making decisions?
Yeah, some people may find it difficult because they're afraid to make mistake, and they fear the repercussion of the mistake that happens in the decision that they've taken. The other one could be, I just do not know how to make a decision. Is there a way to make a decision? Because I never learn in school. At home, I never learn. I'm always told what to do, so it's been decided upon for me. So I never learned that skill. So when I'm out there working now, as I age, I still never learn what is a good way. What formula can I use? Sometimes it seems I make very good decision. Other time may be a disaster. The decision has difficult consequences for me to live. And also sometimes it's just that we do not know what we want. I do not know how to express what I need. And therefore I can't take a decision because I'm still searching inside perhaps. I'm still not sure what is it that I want. So therefore it makes making decision can be very tough. Yeah.
From what you said, I identifying with the last factor you mentioned. One of my biggest challenges is delaying in making decisions.
Yeah.
I related it to the fact that I don't really know what I want. That makes sense. You're going to give us a cure, right?
Yes, it is a learning journey. So if I do not know what I want, then I have to take time to search within me, to know me, and to also sometimes perhaps talk to somebody so that I can discover what is essential to me, meaningful for me, and important for me. What are my deep values? And therefore, if I know and I'm strong enough, firm enough, then it can influence my decision making. I can be more skilled because I know what I want, and therefore I learn to express it. Yeah.
So Annie, how do we make better decisions? Is there a way that our viewers can learn, especially to learn to apply it in simple daily decisions for themselves? So what influences it, and how does it happen in us?
Thank you, Chris. So I will share a bit about how decision can occur in us. Yeah, what influences our decision. So it's in us. So like our physical body, we have our head, our hands, our feet, the different parts of us. Yeah? So in our psychological person within us, we also have a few center. This center can influence our decision. So there are 5. So we will look at it now. So the first one is at the very heart of who we are, in our in-depth self, our in-depth life, who we are deep inside. It could be our deep values, important values that we live, respect, honesty, equality, and so forth. And this can be something that can guide us when we make decisions. Or it could be certain qualities that I live, I am a good organizer, a good planner. I have this gift in me. And therefore, what happens? I will try to, when I participate in group, I want to organize. I'll put my hand up. This is something that I want to do. So the qualities that we have inside wants to live more, wants to grow more. So it can influence our decision. Or I have this growth dynamism inside me that wants to grow more. So maybe I'm walking and then I see this artist painting, and then something in me happens. It awakens my love for art. And then I may take a decision to learn painting, to learn art. So in me, there's this dynamism that wants to live more, and they can influence my decision making. So that's the first center. The second center is our mind, our thinking capacity. We want to be able to do research, understand, so we may, if I decide to do something, I may take the decision to do more research and to find out more, to understand, so that it can influence my decision. And sometimes I want to do a lot more. I want to have projects after projects, and that can influence my decision. And also sometimes I have certain expectation towards myself of how I should do it, so I can learn to decide according to what I expect of myself on certain areas of my life, and it can influence my decision taking in those areas. And the third center in me, which is my body, my physical body, is a resource of reservoir of my energy. When I have good energy, I feel like I want to, I can take a lot of decisions, I can do a lot of things, I can do 10 things today. I decide that in the morning I will do this, and then I will meet this person. So we have lots of energy to actualize our decision. But if I am not feeling so good, I had a late night, and when I woke up, I feel so exhausted and tired, then I can take decision not to go out, not to meet anybody, and stay home. So our body energy is important in our decision making. It influences it. Or some of us, if we have a lot of bodily challenges or an illness, it can also affect our decision taking. It becomes the priority in our decision actually sometimes. So body has influence in the way I take my decision. And the fourth center in us is our feelings, my feelings. When I'm happy, when I'm happy, I can decide to do things, go out, meet people, because I want to connect with people. I have the energy, and I feel good to meet with people. Or I can even, when I'm happy, I decide to belanja everybody, even though I'm short of cash, but still okay, because I feel happy. I can take decision when I'm feeling that way, according to my mood. Or when I'm sad, I may close the door and I take decision not to meet anybody today, keep to myself. So our feeling and mood can really affect and influence the way I take decision. And also, when I'm feeling angry and frustrated, sometimes I can cut relationship, I can cut my collaboration, because I'm feeling angry and frustrated. So I take decision mainly from there. So we can have all this center, but they may work together in harmony towards a decision, or they may be not working together in a decision. My mind may decide, okay, I want to do this, I decide to take on a new project, but my body say, hello, I'm already very tired, I need more rest, and my feeling is like, okay, enough, I feel not so good already. And then we can leave that tension in us. So how do we come to taking a decision when there are so many things happening in us? So that's where the fifth center is very important in us. The fifth center is where in us there's this place where a synthesis can happen. It's like our inner compass. It is a place where I can learn and decide what is best for me for now. What is the right decision for now? For that, I often need to pause a little and step back. And then I check in with myself. I check in with my center one, in the very heart of who I am, at my being level. Is this what I want? Is it important to who I want? Does it coincide with my value? Is it living, can I live my capacity for creativity, for care, for kindness, that I want to live more? Or then in my mind, is it rational? Is it boring, interesting? Does it stimulate me? Is it okay? The thinking must also cooperate. And then the body, do I have enough energy for this additional project? I have to travel here, travel to this place 2 times a week, 1 hour in a jam, and so forth. Can I live it? And then my feelings, do I feel okay with it? If I'm not feeling okay with it, I can delay. Then I start to slack off, it is affecting my decision. So in this center, the fifth center, where I do a bit like calibration, is it? Somewhere in me, I make adjustment. I listen to every part of me. It's like a management meeting, you know. I sit and I listen to my thinking. Okay, is it okay? And listen to my body, enough energy, and I listen to my feeling. Do you feel okay with it? Can I live more? Is it okay? Do I need to make any adjustment so that the whole of me can be in synchronized, can be in harmony for the decision that I am going to take? Otherwise, I will struggle with it. One fighting the other. They'll say, no, I must do this. And then the body say, okay, I'm on MC tomorrow. We do it the next day. So we may not live in congruent with who I am. So this decision making is simple, but it is important for us actually. When I take the right decision for myself, I can have a sense that I'm moving forward. I exist more in what I want. I exist more in my self-expression. So it is baby step towards a fully life, a life of being more alive in myself and in my path. So this is actually the consequence of making a good decision. A decision that is harmony, leaves harmony traces in me, and I'm at peace with it, not fighting with each other inside of me. Yeah? That's why sometimes you can feel that there's an inner conflict because my thinking and my body don't work together, and then my feeling do not work together with my, what I want. So it is a sense that I respect myself and I love myself in this decision-making process, that I take time to evaluate, consult with all the different centers of myself so that all of me can live well in this decision. How does that sound for you?
It makes sense. It's helping me to discover why do I always delay my decision making. I'm a little bit more towards there getting my own solution. So there you have it. Annie has just shared with us the 5 centers. Just in case you forgot what are the 5 centers, all right? One is a deep value, thinking, body and feelings, and the last one is synthesis.
A place of synthesis.
A place of synthesis,
It's
right?
like that. Yeah.
I relate it because a common passion that Annie and I share is that we're very dedicated trainers. All right, yeah. So I've been doing training for about 20 odd years. All right, yeah. So I can see where you're coming from. I do it in that many years because of the deep motivation, deep values which comes from within.
Yeah.
In my thinking, I know that hey, I am going to help someone with this training, okay, and in the best days I feel so energized, looking forward to meet my participants, all right, and after the training just feeling a deep sense of satisfaction.
Yep.
And as you say, it's all right, every one of these first 4 factors is congruent, the synthesis is there.
Yep.
Now I'm going to throw a case to you, someone that I know. So this person, as you mentioned a bit earlier, is a person who loves to plan, who loves to organize. So he wants things to be in a systematic way. He wants things to be in order. And he loves the work that he's doing in that organization today, right? But ever since he's joined this organization a couple of months ago, he's feeling very frustrated. You're talking about feelings, all right? He is even dragging himself to work, okay, and this is where I think that these 5 centers, I think, may be applied to this individual. What do you think?
Yeah, thanks for the question, Chris. So this person, he has this capacity in him, this quality of him, of wanting good in organizing, planning, and also systematic. So he's a person, from what I hear, from within him, he has all this gift of, he wants order in the things that he do, so that he can work effectively in that kind of environment. So he comes to this environment and there's lack of order, no order. And in him, there's a bit of, he feels frustrated. So you use the right word. Normally, we are prompted to make an action because we feel something not so right. We feel a bit frustrated, and then that affects my body. I become lethargic, and my thinking as well. My thinking is all over the place because I'm not able to think effectively because the workplace is not in a orderly manner.
You describe him to a T.
Yeah. So, what can I do in this place? If I'm leaving this, if I'm him, I'm leaving this, yeah? And I have all this gift in me. Because I want to grow. Remember, we talk about the growth dynamism. And I love this workplace, you mentioned. Love this workplace. In me, that springs up, I want to put things in order. I want to organize things so that my workplace is good, so that I am able to live myself better. I can do my work, I'm clear in my head, I can work effectively. And also same thing, I have good relationship with my colleague. When things are in order, everybody can work together, less misunderstanding, we have more energy to do well in our area. So in me, maybe when there's a springing of like, I want to live more. So there's growth dynamism to put order, right? So in my thinking, the second center will look at, okay, if I were to put in order, what is possible? Maybe I need my manager's permission to give me the, authority, or to give me, so that it can allow me to exercise some changes, right? So, okay, I need to think of that one. Secondly, what are the changes that I need to do? So these are all the capacity my mind can do. I can plan, I can organize things, make sure everybody's included in the process. It's not about me too, it's about everybody else in my area of work, that we can work together so we can have discussion to make a good, orderly system that can help us to grow further. So I can plan that. So my body, how do I feel? Or my feelings, is it better? Do I feel better? Maybe I can feel, because more of me is living now. It can release the energy in me. I can feel a bit more excited. I can feel a bit more, hope and light that this is possible. I can enjoy my workplace. I can really, do something together with everybody. And maybe I can live more my cooperation with the others, yeah. And then my body, how does it feel? Oh, my body is happy, because when things are in order, I don't get cramped stomach, I don't feel lazy, I feel excited. It mobilizes my energy. So in me, okay, after we can possibly do this, and then I look at me, what is possible now? What is reality now? Maybe in me, in the synthesis part, first I need to get my my manager to agree with this, and then that's one. Secondly, maybe a timeline, that is possible. The area of work, the timeline, and who are the people involved. So the first decision is that, can I do something about it? I leave the freedom to wanting, not just complain or not just feel dissatisfied, but also to live myself more, to live my skill in organizing, in planning, to actualize also my, orderliness in this example. And to live my planning, how I can get it done, to live togetherness with my team, and also when I decide to also live the courage to express myself. So I have all this plan. The second thing I need to do is maybe I leave the courage to express myself to my manager. That how I do it, the way I do it, is it possible? Do I feel okay with it? Am I afraid of my manager? Can I have the courage to do it? Can I master my courage from within me to move forward to live a better version of myself at the workplace, so that life can spring forth for myself and also for my colleague, and for the betterment of the organization. So
got it. Right. So we don't have to be stuck all the time. That's what you're advising us, Annie, right? So take tiny decisions along the way. Tiny decisions come to concrete actions. And concrete actions bring a better workplace. All right. And the two sentences that caught my ear a bit earlier is live the freedom that leads to the courage to express.
Yeah.
I think you're going to tell us a bit more about this too, right? Courage to express my decision. So decision should not only be thinking. The follow through, the action is critical, right?
Yeah.
Can you say more about that?
Yeah, so let's say in this case of this person wanting to improve the department by putting order. So one of the tiny decision that he has to make, not tiny, it can be a big decision for him, because maybe after they have decided, so he's done the first possible way of taking an action to improve, right? So the first thing I mentioned just now, that he need to consider talking to his manager first, so that he can, once the manager say go ahead, then the whole department can work together to improve. So he needs to talk to the manager for a decision. So for the decision to improve. But to talk to the manager is also a decision on his partner to get the approval. So one also need to have the courage to express. If I've taken a decision, like what you say, Chris, is that it's not only in my head or in me that I've made that decision. It results into an action to actualize it. So I need to talk to the manager. But if I live the fear, my boss is sometimes quite depending on his mood. So I don't know whether he will agree or not. So I need to take this decision to talk to him. So in me, I can also, if I live a lot of fear, I also need to look at the synthesis in me. What is happening in me? Maybe in my mind, I can say, okay, I plan and I structure my conversation with my boss. Maybe I tell him the situation and then I explain, and maybe I share with him what is the outcome that, the group, we will all work together towards a better environment for our workplace, more system. So I can structure in my head how I can do it. And then my body and my feeling not so comfortable. Maybe in this time, I need to summon my gift in me, to summon this strength within me, to live courage, to live that courage to express myself, to express what I need so that we can improve my workplace together. So yeah, that's what I mean by the courage. Courage to live the act, to take the decision to the person who can make it happen for us, to seek his approval.
Wow, so it's about not staying in my comfort zone and going towards my courage zone.
Yeah.
That's what I'm understanding from you. Then the other part that you mentioned earlier was living freedom in my decision making, which you're going to tell us about more now.
Yeah. So, Chris, you mentioned about living freedom, right? Or I mentioned as well, living freedom in my decision. So sometimes we can have a sense that this decision is imposed on me, isn't it? Somebody made the decision, then I have to act on the decision by somebody. Maybe I can give a simple example that maybe some of you may relate to. For example, like recently we have a lot of family gathering because of Christmas, New Year, and then soon Chinese New Year and so forth. So family gather together, we have a good time, we live a lot of happy time, a lot of family time, makan, Malaysian style. And of course, after the makan, someone has to do the dishes. So sometimes you can feel that, I'm assigned to do the dishes, it's like nobody else wants to do. And they're all happily chatting away at the corner. And there I have to collect the dishes, go to the sink, and I do the dishes. So I'm assigned to do the dishes last minute. In me, it's like, I feel something in me, like I feel, I'm grumbling. This is not fair. I'm a victim here. I want to sit and have a chat with you guys, but I have to do the dishes. So in me, feeling is, and then my mind goes into that. I'm a victim. You all do this to me every time when you meet, and then my body is like tense, I'm not washing, I'm not concentrating on what I'm doing, I'm washing, but it is not really clean or too much soap, or I don't handle with care the plates and cups because I'm feeling frustrated. So how do I live freedom in such an instance when I feel all this thing imposed on me, and in me I feel a lot of frustration. I'm feeling miserable washing this plate while I hear the laughing. How can I live freedom? Yeah, it is actually at that moment I need to be aware. I need to be aware that I am at a place where it's not good for me. Because the next moment somebody asks me a question, I'll be answering not a good way because of my frustration. So at that moment, I just observe myself. I'm here in my family gathering. I love my family. I enjoy the gathering so much. I just want to catch up. And of course, cleaning up is also part of the gathering. It's actually, the cooking, preparation of food is part of it. And cleaning up is also part of it. So in me, I can find inside myself that I love my family and I love this gathering. And for me, I can give this moment of cleaning, washing as an act of love, as an act of service to my family. That after I finish, I can sit down there with them having a cup of coffee and enjoying the chit-chat. So when I decide that in me, I decide from the very best of who I am, in my love for them, in my love for the family that I have and what we are doing. There's something switch in me. When I decide on that, I can also feel the tension leaving my body, and then I'm washing, my negative sensation, feeling leaving me, and in fact I could be humming as I wash, because when I am rooted in that love, I stand on that love in me, joy can slowly come back to me. So everything lightens up. My mind is also, I have the memory of today that we are together, and in me I live lightness and joy. So that is the power that we have in us to choose for ourselves how we can live that moment, how we can, from a difficult moment, we can switch it to live it in a more positive way, in a way that helps me to grow in myself and also with those around me. Yeah.
Wow, that hit the core in me, Annie, right? Yeah, because years ago, when I used to be dragged to my wife's family events, I would go with a very sour face, okay, and I'll go there with a very gloomy look. I keep to myself, right? So that's where I connect to where that decision created the worst self in me. All right. Knowing now what I know now, okay, I'm going to make better decisions in the future to bring my best self.
Yeah.
Right. So when I'm going to events that I may not want to go earlier, I still can make that tiny decision.
Yeah. True.
Right.
Yeah.
To enjoy the meal, to have a chance to chat with people around me, and to be that little bit more sunshine.
Yeah, that's true.
Rather than the wet weather.
Yep.
Nice. I would also connect it to whatever you just shared about the living freedom in decision making. I remember one time one of my managers asked me to go to a networking event. So being a very introverted person, I hated to go there. I dragged myself there, and I don't think I did a very good job in that networking event. How can I use this living freedom in that situation?
Yeah.
Annie, do you have any advice?
Thanks, Chris, for that. In companies, when I was working in corporate, very often we have customer appreciation night. We have events where we go on road show or networking event where it's part of our work here. It's part of our work, sometimes assigned to us. And I can be a shy person. I can go to the event. I can hide myself from customer. My customer can't find me. I hide behind my booth. We can react to it in many different ways because we feel that it is imposed to us.
Yes.
That I have no choice. Boss say so, I must go. That kind of thing. So when I'm there, I can feel a bit frustrated. I can, like just the dishwashing example or what Chris has shared earlier, I can also make a choice to live the best of me. I need to find it in me, what works for me. So it could be that, I'm a proud employee of this organization I'm in. And, as in any company, we want to strive to build our brand. We want to, company to have more customer, build our revenue. I want to be part of this something bigger than me, So I can live the attitude that I'm also part of this. I want to be the best of me. I want customer to feel at home. When they come to our event, I'm like a host hosting them. So in me, I can live the attitude of a host. I can live the attitude of customer service, something the best of me that I can offer, my relational skill, my communication. I may be shy as a person, but I'm very friendly with my close ones, right? But I can live that with my client or customer that come, so that the best of me live. And at that moment, also I can learn. When I do that, I live this freedom that I choose. Instead of being chosen for, I choose to welcome customer that comes to our booth. Well, to do the connection, to find out how they are. I live my curiosity. I live my professionalism. I live my technical knowledge and understanding. I live my educator in me to share, to make them feel welcome, to make them have appreciation of what our product and services can do and what they mean to us as being part of our client. Yeah. What do you think? Yeah.
I align to what you're saying. It reminds me of a message by a very famous psychologist by the name of Viktor Frankl. So Viktor Frankl's famous message is, between stimulus and response is a choice. All right, and that's where I'm, finding this living freedom in decision making is so relevant to all of us.
Yeah, we can put ourselves on the driver's seat, so we can take choices, we can take decision. We have the power in us to make that shift in us, so that we can live, instead of being disgruntled, grumbling, I can live this freedom in me, and other parts of me, like what you shared, I can live my connection with others, relating to others, learn new things from others, from my clients, so forth. Yeah.
Lovely. Be in the driver's seat. Okay, and I like that. So making these tiny decisions to make our lives better, to be fully alive, at the same time be human. And you're going to leave us with 3 tips.
Yeah.
Go ahead, share these 3 tips with us.
Okay, so it'd be like, first we need to be aware that we are taking a decision. Do not let it to be autopilot. I need to be aware that I'm taking a decision, or I need to be aware I'm at a space where I'm not happy and disgruntled. So it is being aware, having an awareness of ourselves. That's one. Secondly, when I'm taking a decision, is to observe the 5 center in us that I shared about. What in me wants to live more. Is this who I am? What the values are important for me in this decision? 2, center 2, which is my thinking. Yeah, is it rational? Is it okay? I go through the normal process of finding all the information that I need, and also do the planning. 3 is my body. My body has enough energy or not. Yeah, whether I'm taking too much, the body needs to be consulted. And then 4, my feelings. How do I feel about it? I'm happy about it, excited, or oh my goodness, there's so much of fear in me, then I need to revisit this decision. So the 5th one is the center where I do the synthesis. I really look at all the different centers in me. I consult them to make sure that all are able to live the decision together, so in harmony. So that is the second, to exercise what we shared about, all this center in us in my decision making. And the third one is just to be patient with ourselves. Yeah, we will learn to make decision, and we may find that this decision not so good. It's okay. It's a learning process. It's an apprenticeship in decision making. If I've never learned how to make decision, my first few may be quite rocky start. So I need to learn to be patient myself, gentle with myself as I learn this skill and hone this skill in me towards a more fuller life, a happier life, a more me in my life. Yeah.
Thank you, Annie. Right. So, I hope you've been taking notes, dear viewers. So, our podcast today has been about taking those small decisions, those tiny decisions that will have a big impact on our lives. So, Annie, thank you very much for being in our podcast today. Right. So, if you like what Annie has shared with us, she's got a lot more for us. So we invite you to visit her website, which is below there. All right, yeah. And if you want to get in touch with Annie, her LinkedIn address is also there. All right, yeah. So do the needed action. All right, yeah. Make the decision.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. It's been a pleasure to be able to share this with all of you. Yeah. So if you have any question, want to know more, just give me a buzz. Yeah. Thank you.
Right. So, dear viewers, thank you very much for listening in to our podcast in Kemuncak Awakening. And we hope that it has awakened the decision-making ability in you. So, if you like our podcast, tell your friends, share with your colleagues so that they can make better decisions in their lives too. And don't forget to follow us in YouTube and to listen in to our Spotify channel. All right, so that's a goodbye for us right now. So take care, and we'll see you in the next podcast of Kemuncak Awakening. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.